Peace, people. It's me, Arlene J. Ramsey, CEO and founder of Everyone Let's Talk, also your favorite self-wealth mentor. This segment, I want to discuss getting what you need and what you want out of life. Getting all that you need and want out of life. 2 words I need you guys to focus on and have on the forefront, because this is what's going to be your driver. 1, you must be unorthodox. 2, you must be a paradox. Now, unorthodox simply means that whatever it is that you do is not traditional. Okay, I don't care if it's similar to what 5,000 other people do. There's something about what you do that is non-traditional. That means that you're unorthodox. And being a paradox simply means, how can I make this as simple as possible? Let me give you an example. Let's say you come from in a very abusive background. You don't know who your father is. You know, your mom never raised you. You were abused. You don't have the best of education. And everyone who knows you is simply going to bank on the fact that you might be nothing. You may be a failure simply because you were surrounded by people who want you to fail and surrounded by people who were putting their depression, hate, and all of whatever it is that they're feeling in life on you. And typically, people who come from those type of backgrounds typically are mediocre, or they end up failing because they break. You have to not fail. You have to push through all that, and you have to be an asset. You have to be a human resource. You have to be the MVP. That's the most valuable player. And I'm not saying this because you have something to prove. I'm saying this because you have a gift. You have a gift. And regardless of what it is that you went through and what your background is, your gift is needed. Thirdly, you need to pay your emotions some respect. Now, I get it. The world says happy people don't grieve. They don't give into anger. They don't, all this they don't, that seems like it's just so fairy tale-ish. I beg to differ. That's not how it works. You must give yourself time to grieve. It may take a year or 2, depending on who it is that you've lost, who died in your family. You have to respect grief. You have to respect anger. You have to respect love. You have to respect all of your emotions. But don't just give in to your emotions. Respect your emotions with a purpose. Now, why I say that is because you all know, like I told you before, this is Earth School. And there's a lesson in everything. So when you pay respect to your emotions with purpose, you will learn what to do and what not to do in the future. Because you wouldn't just, typically what people do is they give into their emotions. And let me not say typically what people do. Let me say people who live their lives in turmoil, or who are always complaining and unhappy in life. Those are people who just give into their emotion alone. When things happen in life, they're just in sorrow, and all they're thinking about is the sorrow, and they're wallowing in only the sorrow. But when you respect your emotion with a purpose, you think about all the things which took place, which brought on that feeling. Then you put it together and you abstract the lesson that came from the action and the emotion. That's what we do. And that's when you'll become a master. And most masters of the mind, their mind, and masters of inner peace are people who respect their emotions. And when you respect your emotions with a purpose, your emotions don't control you. They don't. You give it time. And granted, some people don't want to give into their emotions because they don't want to seem weak. You may attract people that may use this as a time to take advantage of you and X, Y, and Z and all of that other stuff that you know. But you know well enough to not allow those people to stay in your space for too long. They may come, they may say some things, they may do some things, but they won't get away with it for long because you know better. You know better. And that will set you aside. Pay respect to your emotions with a purpose. Lastly, let no one hold you down. Let no one hold you back. Do what you have to do for you and your purpose, steadfast, with consistency, with tenacity, with the focus, laser sharp focus, precisely. And you can only get that by constantly working, putting things out, putting yourselves in positioning yourself well. Now that takes me on to people who tell you, or people who say, surround yourself with people who are doing better than you, or people who are in the same circles as you. But you also want to take things another notch, and you want to build your stability in your niche. Get that stability in your niche, simply because everyone, as we know, in this world aren't good people. Everybody aren't or isn't going to be privy to giving you information that you may need. And sometimes you may find yourself just being strung along. People not providing you with information, and they're trying to see how they can monopolize you into being one of their workers or one of their pawns, rather than you being an actual decision maker. And you don't want to have yourself in that predicament. So when you surround yourself with these people, you want to be able to be stable in your niche. I don't care if you have 2 nickels to rub together, monetarily broke, but if you're stable in your niche and you're completely confident, they won't be able to puppet and string you along. And when you see it, you'll just disassociate yourself from that foolishness. Everyone is not in for your best interest, but you are. This is the era of information. You can just pretty much figure out anything by pulling it up on Google or YouTube. Do that. Prepare yourself with the best of information in whatever field that it is that you are doing. And I say go for it. Go for it. Okay? I hope this helped you out. I shall have something for you guys later on in the week. Have a great night. Peace.